first hour here, I wanted to just throw this open to you because I got a call yesterday. We've got this caller voice line where people can call up and leave their rants. And by the way, it only holds in any case, I don't want to get into all the details, but people can call in. And this particular caller called and had this to say about Mitt Romney's returns. It may be the most spot on, but here he is.
Oh, Tom, the issue with Mitt Romney, I think, is going to turn out to be that he made contributions to his 401k and to his IRA to the tax years that he supposedly wasn't working there. Okay, that's how he managed to get to the $100 million, and he's not going to want that to come out because he would not have been eligible to have made those contributions if he really wasn't working for the company, A. And B, Bain Financial, as I understand it, is a heavy player in the foreclosure market, and he made a substantial amount of money in the other years based on mortgages going down, okay, and people losing their homes, and he isn't going to want that to come out, okay, for the years, okay, from 2000 to 2010. But just my comments. Thank you. Have a good day.
That was a good call and an excellent point. If Mitt Romney in 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, the years that he wasn't working at Bain, but by coincidence was the CEO, chairman of the board, and sole owner of all the stock in the company, but he wasn't working there. If during those years he seeded into his 401k tens or hundreds of millions of dollars, or, he's got $100 million in there, so I guess it would be tens or single, whatever. If he put money into his 401k out of Bain, or frankly, if he was drawing a paycheck of any substance, now in his filing reports, the federal government requires you to list anything over $100,000, and so he simply said over $100,000. It could have been $50 million. We don't know. But who makes $50 million for a job that they're not doing? For that matter, who makes $100,000 for a job they're not doing? And for that matter, somebody gets paid $100,000 for a job that they don't do, and then they come to us and they say, hey, I got great experience in the business market. Make me president. Really? You know how to get paid for a job you don't do? That's sort of like the Reagan presidency. He slept through most of it. I'm not making that up. If you're old enough to remember, Reagan took naps every day, and he had anyway, particularly toward the end. But I don't know. So my question, why is it that Mitt Romney won't release his tax returns? Do you have a theory? My personal theory is that he's in cahoots with the pigeons, the robotic pigeons from the planet Xenu. Xenu, the planet where the Scientologists say, 10,000 years ago they seeded the earth, and when we're all clear, they're going to come back and get us. And these, you never see a dead pigeon. You never see a baby pigeon. They must be robots, right? And what do you see when you have, powerful people gathering around anywhere around the world? Pigeons. They're spies. Mitt Romney's somehow hooked up with the pigeons, and it's in his tax returns. Okay, that's one end of the spectrum of theories. The other end of the spectrum of theories, I like that one. The other end of the spectrum of theories is what our caller just said, that he had actual Bain income during that time, or that his tax returns would reveal that he was making money from Bain subsidiaries, like this, what's it called, Keister or something like that. There's this funky name for this one that he created in the Cayman Islands. There's like 3 or 4 versions of it, and one he moved into his wife's name the day before he was sworn in as governor of Massachusetts. And that apparently this thing was like what it was all about. In fact, in its incorporation papers, it said it was created to deal in credit default swaps and collateralized debt obligations. In other words, he was making a pile of money off the mortgage market and the mortgage market going south. Or maybe he had a big loss in the mortgage market going south, and therefore he paid no income taxes for a couple of years. I mean, who knows? But whatever it is, he doesn't want to let it out. So if you have a theory, 866-987-THOM, I would be very curious to hear your theory. There's a lot to this. And in 1968, George Romney's dad released 12 years of tax returns. Why? Well, as George Romney, the former governor of the state of Michigan, when I was a little kid growing up there, he said 1 year could be a fluke, perhaps done for show. So his son has released 1 year. And then he's in the process of massaging 2011 now, so he's going to release that soon. In 1994, Mitt Romney demanded that Ted Kennedy release his tax returns. That's interesting. Of course, that was before the big money years at Bain. In 2002, Mitt Romney demanded that his opponent in the Massachusetts gubernatorial race, which he won, by the way, release her husband's tax returns. And the Romney campaign's demand in the 2002 election was, what is she hiding? Very interesting. And then, as I pointed out yesterday, day before yesterday, one of Romney's spokespeople said, well, John Kerry only released 2 years of tax returns. Well, that's because 18 years of his tax returns were already in the public domain when he ran for president, so the other 2 years made it a total of 20. Mitt Romney hasn't quite done that. John McCain was given 23 years worth of tax returns from Romney. And then, apparently decided Sarah Palin was better. And John McCain, this falls into the category of with friends like these, who needs enemies. John McCain today came out and said, we didn't not pick Mitt Romney because of his tax returns. We picked him because Sarah Palin was a better candidate. Oh, John. Do not open that mouth. Open mouth, insert foot. I mean, incredible. By the way, that would have, if, his 2010 tax return was 500 pages long. So if he gave 23 years of tax returns to John McCain's campaign, that's like 10,000 pages. No wonder they picked Sarah Palin. They didn't have the time to read Mitt Romney's tax return. Remember, they were in kind of a rush there? I mean, basically ever since Watergate, it's just been normal for presidents to release years and years and years of tax returns. So the question, in fact, Barack Obama has, released tax returns all the way back to 2000. And, prior to that, I'm not sure he was making all that money. Joe Biden back to 98, that's what, 14 years worth. Obama's got 12 years worth. It's you can go through the list here. John McCain, George W. Bush, Richard Cheney. It's Dick. Bill Clinton, George Bush, Ronald Reagan, Jimmy Carter. They all, hey, here's a couple of years of tax returns. Here's a bunch of years of tax returns. What do you think that Mitt Romney's hiding? Do you think maybe he got in with the Chinese mafia with Shelley Adelson? The billionaire who runs the casino in Macau? Who's funding the Republicans? I mean, what do you think? Give me a call.
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
What is Mitt Romney hiding in his tax returns? We're going to explore that over the course of the next hour, and I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of fantastic possibilities.